Alright girls, this is for our presentation on using Google Chrome, and this is for the girls Parkland Summer Girls Computer Camp. And one of the things I want you to realize is that we're going to be using Google Chrome, the browser, the operating system, if you will. And So if you're not used to working with Google, this is what this is all about. So if you don't have an account, everything that we're going to be doing is based on this. So the first thing you've got to do is go to Google, and you've got to create a new account. And from here, everything is going to open up for you, because there's a lot of things. So if I went to sign in, you can see that we use Google Chrome for a ton of things, and everyone's got their own account. And so one of the things that you're going to realize is that when you create your account, you're going to be kind of starting with a blank slate. If you haven't done anything at all, you're going to realize that you've got to kind of set this up. One of the things you can do is you can go to your settings, and from there you can adjust your account. You go up to this, you can view your profile, set up your profile. Again, we'll get into that a little bit later. But for now, one of the things I want to talk about is simply Google Chrome and what exactly it is. Now, what's important is that one of the things you got to recognize is that Google Chrome is an operating system. Chrome is an operating system that works through the web. It's like it's all web driven, online driven. And you've probably heard of Chromebooks. Chromebooks are small computers that are driven not with a Windows operating system, not with a iOS operating system or something like that. It's using the Chrome operating system, the Chrome OS, and it is a little bit different than anything that we've got so far. First of all, it makes it very fast. When you use a Chromebook, it opens up and starts up in like 6 seconds or so, and it's ready to go. And so that's interesting. All the files, well, not all of them, but many of the files that you're going to be using are actually going to be stored on the cloud, meaning they're not stored on the computer itself, although you can store some. You do have some storage space on the computer, not for like necessarily programs, not like you would download a Word creation like Word or something like that. But you'll store maybe files that you can use. I have music on mine, I have pictures on mine, and then I have some apps on my Chromebook that I use. Those things are stored. Some of them are stored on your computer, but a lot of them are stored online, which means everything you're using is within the browser. And so some of the advantages of that is there's nothing to set up or to download. It makes it much faster, makes it simpler to use in some regards, and things are all organized in one place. The one thing that I like about it is that I can go to any computer and have access to the files that I've loaded onto my cloud storage. Now, some of the limitations is that it's dependent on a live internet connection. So if I can't find an internet connection, then all those files that I have are useless to me. I can't access them. Another thing is that it can't run Windows or OS 10 or Android apps or anything like that. You can't run that with that. So some of the software that you could download or load up on your computer, you can't do that. and it's pretty much designed for Google tools. And so with that, it's fairly limited in that regard, but actually there's still a lot of advantages to it. And it's something you got to experience on your own. I mean, I can say I love it and it's great, and the next person can say there's no way they'd ever do that, and they would never use that kind of device. They'd rather have a Mac, or they'd rather have a PC or something like that, and that's totally fine as well. But speaking from my experience, I enjoy it. I like having it. I like to use it because I can start it up really quickly, and I don't have to start up my other machine, which takes at least 3 or 4 or 5 minutes to actually get started, and so I can use my my Chromebook all over the place, and it's small. But then certainly I can't use it for other things, so and I have to put it away for other stuff. First thing you got to do is you got to create a Google account, and with that account, you're going to get the ability to use a whole lot of Google applications and products that Google provides. One of the things we're going to look at is we're going to look at installing apps for Google Chrome. Now, some of the things that are interesting about Google Chrome is that you can download an app, much like you can for a phone, or you can download extensions, which means that you can extend the functionality of your browser that you're using. So that's kind of cool within itself. We're also going to see we have access to what's called Google Plus, which is a social application like a Facebook, where you can put in you can follow certain people, you can follow companies, you can follow things that you like, you can market yourself, and it has the what's called circles, which is friends or people, or it has ways to organize things so that you don't post everything to the whole world. When you broadcast something, you can broadcast information to certain groups. Like I can have certain people in certain groups. Like my work groups don't mingle with my personal groups, and my students don't mingle with my personal groups, and my other things that I don't want to interconnect. And so I keep things kind of separate, and that's kind of nice. Another thing it allows me to do is have what's called Hangouts, or video chat sessions with people. So it has a built-in video chatting system. Google also has tons of other applications. There's Google SketchUp, which if you're into 3D and you like design, you can use that. There's Google Maps, Google Earth. There's Google Play, which is a store where you can go and buy music, videos, and other applications, apps that aren't free. And all of those things are very, very, very important. Google Drive and Google Docs are all very important too. So when you are, I'm actually working in a Google Drive right now. So when I go into Google, or Chrome, I'm in Chrome, and you can see I have my bookmarks here, and I have this little window here in the corner that says Show Apps. If I click on this, it's going to give me a window that allows me to do some things. When you join Google and you sign up for Chrome and everything, you can have access to Gmail, which is your a Gmail service, which is going to give you the ability to send and receive email to people. You have your own email address. You have the ability to see who's online and have other connections. So if there's people that I know online, I can see them. I can set up video chats with these people. This little thing here is a camera, so I could have a video chat right now if this person was online. Another thing it gives me is that it gives me the ability to go to Google Drive. And Google Drive is my online cloud storage. I get 15 gigabytes of cloud storage stored on my computer. And this allows me to store documents of up to 10 gigs a piece. So right now I have a folder that has things that I'm working on for the summer, and so these are documents. Documents being like Word documents. If I wanted to create a new Word document, I can. If I wanted to create like a PowerPoint document, I can, and it would be all stored here within my Google Drive. So no matter where I go, whatever computer I go to, as long as I have internet access, I have access to these files. And that is fantastic. So if I wanted to create a Word document, so for instance, I can click on that. It's going to give me a nice user interface where I can put a title up here, and I'll say Summer Camp Items, and that's the title of it. And then here I can begin, so things I did at camp, and then here I can begin a list just like I did, just like if I swimming, baseball, those kind of things. So I could make a Word document, or I could do, you know, all kinds of stuff here. I use it to write a book, and I've written my book in this so that I could always have access to it. So wherever I went, I could always work on it if I was inspired. So the nice thing about it is that any change you make is instantly updated. So if I'll notice if I add something here and I add a new item, all that is going to be saved instantly. So if the power goes out or you lose it, I can just close this, and that document is saved right there within my drive. So here's my drive. It's in, I can go in and I can find that document, or I could search for it. If I went in here, if I said summer camp, and if I enter that in, there it goes. It finds that document for me, and since I don't really need that, I'm going to delete it. I'll say remove. And so what it's going to do is that it organizes all that stuff for me. So I can do PowerPoint presentations. I can make spreadsheets. I can create new forms. I've got forms. I can do drawings. And I can say I can connect more apps. And I can do even more things through it. And so it's absolutely fantastic, all the things that you can do with Google, with Chrome and with Google Drive. Now, another thing that we have is we have the ability to, of course, search using the search engines. I'm going to go out of my drive here. I'm just going to close that. And we'll look at some of the apps here. Now, if I go to my apps button here and I go down to store, if I go to store, I can go into this and I can look at apps. And so what I have are the apps. I can go to extensions, which give me the ability to add tools to my my page here, my browser window that I didn't have before. So for instance, if I wanted to use an extension such as a dictionary, and you know, if you were looking for different types of dictionaries that I wanted to use as an extension, I could say here, and then here's a Google Dictionary by Google. If I wanted to apply this, I already have, but if I added it to Chrome, what it will do is it will give it to me up here, and it's in certain right here, and so I could have that added here. So at any time I wanted to check out the definition of something, I could check out the definition and it would give me that. Now that's going to be added right in my browser window. So I've added bibliographies, I've added screen readers, I've added ad block, and all of those things are added to my browser window in a way that makes it extends what I've done. All right, so we're going to look at some more apps in part 2 of this video.